Shockingly, 43% of our students answered that they go to their parents for support. Your children's concerns are valid. What they experience, how they experience the world is actually the only thing that matters to them. So please watch what you say, how you behave with them, and take all of their concerns very seriously. So we went back to the survey, and the survey showed us that children are trying very hard to make their own personal expectations. So instead of aiming for bare minimum passing grades, they're making sure that they aim well above that so that they feel good about themselves. That isn't to say that their decision-making process doesn't always include their parents' expectations, their teachers' expectations. So with that being said, they set a goal for themselves that includes everything and allows them to feel good about their decisions.
How should we, as parents, cope with disappointing results?
Okay, I think this is really, really important because we know what to do when things go according to plan. But when things don't go according to plan, how we manage that really says a lot about our character and actually gives us the opportunity to continue growing forward, or a lot of us get stuck where we are. So when it comes to a child and their expectations of the exam results, let's say they got 85 out of 100, but they needed, let's say, 95 to get to the school of their choice. We, as a society, do not celebrate the 85. We immediately start narrowing in on the 15 they didn't get. But what if we could instead focus on the 15 that they didn't get as highlighting a learning gap or a set of information that they weren't able to quite understand or master before the exam itself, and work on strengthening those pieces so that the next time, if they have a chance to retake the exam, they score better, or they find a way to bridge the gap anyway and find a way to their school of choice. Geniebook has worked very hard to develop an AI personalized curriculum for your child. Geniebook has the ability to generate smart AI personalized worksheets to test all of their knowledge. And you, being the parent, have access to all of this on the app itself to be able to see the progress of your child and recognize the strengths as well as some of the learning gaps they still may have. All in all, the Geniebook app is built for you as the parent as well as the student.
How can I tell if my child is stressed or keeping how they really feel about their results from me? Are there any telltale signs?
So looking back at the Geniebook survey, we actually had the students answer this question with certain symptoms that they've experienced. Your child may be naturally outgoing, outspoken, always come and speak to everybody, smiling usually, very generally happy, but suddenly you notice that they don't interact with people as often. They may be withdrawing and staying in their room more often. Those are telltale signs because it's out of character for that child. So going back to what it's like to be with your child, you know what's normal behavior for your child and what's out of character. So the best thing you can do for your child in that moment is to obviously ask if they're okay. And if they're still not forthcoming and able to explain what they're feeling, spend more time with them, doing anything but study-related things, right? It's important that you do not correct the behavior, but find out what's driving it instead.
Aside from regular breaks and talking to others, what other stress coping strategies can my child or I try?
This is actually a really great question that was answered in the survey as well. So students gave top 4 answers actually. So most people either use TV to unwind, they play games to unwind, they hang out with friends and family, or they do something physically active. I want to remind parents that as a support system, we talked about how we actually provide the personal expectations for the child, which is the pressure, and we are also the form of support. The child needs to understand that the support system is for more than just times of stress. It's actually time to bond with these people as well. So if we make sure that we use this as bonding time to reinforce that the support system is there for not just times of difficulty, but for times of celebration and in general, like times of peace as well, it helps your child learn what work-life balance looks like. So I hope today was valuable to you as parents as you gain some perspective and learn some coping mechanisms on how to manage the stress in your child's life. And I hope by the process of communicating with your child, not just in times of exam stress, but also in times of peace, you create a bond where your child recognizes that you're not there to dictate their life to them, but to actually guide them through as they figure out what they want to do with the rest of their lives. If you find that you should need additional psychological or emotional support, there are government hotlines readily available. Thank you so much for your time, and I wish you all the very best.